Hello, my name is Liene and welcome back to my channel. Let's do a quick January wrap-up. I don't know how quick it's gonna be because I have 9 books to talk about. I want to make it quick because, to be honest, I'm not really in the mood to film a video, but I need to do it or I will never do it, I feel like. So I'm just doing it here on a sofa with whatever lighting and thing this is. Also, my brain is a mush and I don't know how well I remember the books I read, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully not gonna talk too much but give the overall feelings about the books, so we'll see. But yeah, let's just get to them. The first book I read was Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. This was for Buzzword Reading Challenge, where buzzword for January was truth and lies. So lies. And also this worked for the cover buzzword thingy, because the cover thingy was patterns, and I think these like lines, that's a pattern, right? Squiggly lines, that is hair in this picture, but yeah, I think that's pattern. Oh, and also her crown. I think this one is inspired, or I don't know if it is a retelling or what, but about some part of Odysseus by Homer, I think. So we have this island where every year 12 girls are sacrificed to the sea, to Poseidon? I think Poseidon. We follow our main character, who is one of the girls who will be sacrificed. When the ceremony ends, she wakes up on the other side, like she's not dead. And that starts a journey to save the girls, the next year from being sacrificed. So there's a curse, the kingdom, the island, they have been cursed, and of course we find out why and what is behind it. So yeah, it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. I know basically nothing about Odysseus and stories that are involved there. I have heard some, but like just passing, so I can't really tell anything about the mythology or myths behind it. But yeah, I did really enjoy the story of this book and the characters. The main character was really interesting, and the friendships, relationships. So yeah, I did really enjoy this one. The next one I didn't enjoy that much. It was The Beholder by Anna Bright. This is a fairly book from really early on, I think from 2018. 2019 it was published, so I feel like it's really early on. So I've had it for 5 years and I'm just read it now. But the story sounded interesting. So our main character, she's sent on a journey to look for a husband. This is arranged where she needs to go and who she needs to meet, but the reason why she is going is because she was rejected at her home country, island, place where she lives, kind of kingdom, and her stepmother has already arranged a trip to meet her possible husbands. So she's sent on that journey. It sounded interesting, but I feel like the author should have decided if she wants the book to be set in our world or in completely imagined world, because there are places and countries that she visits, that she mentions, that exist, and then there are places that doesn't exist, but you can guess what place it is meant to be. So it was really confusing and annoying. I really disliked that. And then the main character is actually really, I don't know how to describe her, but the things that happen in the places, and in the first place she meets, and then in the second, I don't know, she just was annoying, and I didn't really connect with the world. As I said, the real place and fake place names just messed with me, and I don't know, I didn't like it. So I'm glad I read it because I want to get through all the favorite books that I have ever gotten. So it is good that I finally got to this one, but yeah, I definitely am not gonna read the sequel and not gonna continue on with this series. Then I picked up a romance, and it was People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I have my Latvian edition, as you can see. And this is a story about two friends who have gone on vacations throughout the years. And then one year they had a falling out, and now they are meeting up again. And we look at what is happening now and what happened on the previous vacations. So yeah, it is a romance between them. We learn about them as people and about the things that have happened between them. So yeah, it was really good. I did enjoy it. I'm definitely gonna read more Emily Henry books. So yeah, I think that's it. Then I was watching Becca and the Books, worst books of the year, and she mentioned this one. So I picked it up to decide if I want to cancel my pre-order of the special edition for this one or not. It ended up canceling, but not because I didn't enjoy the book, but I decided that I didn't enjoy it as much to spend that much money on the sequel. And on this one we have a war between the Night Empire and the other place. And I don't know how to talk about this one because I feel like I did enjoy it, but I don't remember that much about it. So we have our two main characters that I think we kinda know that it's a given that they're gonna be the romantic interests of one another. There's gonna be something between them. And we have the Night Empire heir and the Sardovian Alfold soldier. I think she was a soldier, but she's orphaned and she doesn't know where she comes from, but she wants to know. She would like to find out why she was left at an orphanage. And yeah, and he is heir to the attackers. So yeah, we have the war. They meet at the battlefield kind of a couple of times. They have like different kind of powers. One has like a dark Night Empire. They use dark and she uses light. Something happens between their powers that is like unusual. Oh my god, I don't know. How much can I say about this book? Did enjoy it. It was interesting read. I feel like I want to read the sequel, but it's not like a high priority, so I might end up never reading it. But we'll see. Then I wanted something easy to read, so I picked up YA Contemporary, Call It What You Want by Bridget Kemmerer. I have read Kemmerer's fantasy books. I have read the Cursebreaker series and I really enjoyed that, so I wanted to try her contemporary work, and I did really enjoy this one too. We have two main characters, both in the previous school year. Something happened. For Megan, she cheated in a test and it is like a dark cloud over her head, and then her sister's pregnant, so there's a lot of like struggles happening in her family. And then Rob, his father, did something bad. He screwed over quite a lot of people. The father's decisions have affected his life. And now Megan and Rob have to work on a school project together, and they start talking, they become friends, and things happen between them. So it was really interesting. A bit of a heartbreaking story too, because they both have to live with the things that had happened in their past and how that has changed their lives now. Of course, it doesn't mean that they have done, like for Rob, his father did something that affected Rob's life, but Megan did the cheating herself. But yeah, they come together, they form a friendship, and it was really cute and easy to read and interesting. Then I picked up Bērnu Komunālijā by Zana Daudziņa. I don't know how to translate the title, but this is kind of non-fiction-y book by the author, and it is kind of memoir. She's looking back at her childhood when during Soviet times she and her family, they lived in a shared apartment where like bathroom and kitchen are for everyone, and then there are multiple rooms in the apartment that are for different families or for different people. Like, you don't know all. They are not your relatives, they are just the people who also live there. So I don't know, everyone was hyping up this book, that it is so great, so interesting and whatnot, and I felt disappointed. It wasn't a bad one, but I think my expectations were too high and I didn't like it as much as everyone else did. I didn't like that it didn't have a timeline, like from the older memories to the newer ones, like through the times she was a really little kid to her teenage years or whatever, but it was all over the place. So yeah, a quite disappointing read for me. But I know that a lot of people really like this one. Next, I picked up Fathom Folk by Eliza Chan, and I picked this one up because I saw that Illuncrate announced the matching edition sequel for this one, and I wanted to read it before I order the sequel. Not like I usually do, I just order sequels because I have the books. So I read it and decided that I need the sequel for this one. But I don't think I will be very good at explaining this book. So we have a world where we have humans and then we have Fathom Folk, who are like these creatures that can have two forms, kind of human form and their animal form. They're like sea creature forms. Like, they can be like animals, they can be like mermaids and dragons and sirens and things like that, like not just like fish things. But I feel like there are some that are like exclusively like animal form, but like mermaids are not really fully animal, like human top and fishtail, but doesn't matter. So we have a world and we have a city where we have like above water part and then underwater part. And the above water part, where mostly humans live, but also Fathom Folk come out and live there in human forms, but they like pollute the water, so it is harder for or sea people to live in the water because it is dirty, it is nasty and stuff. Also in this city, the Fathom Folk need to wear this bracelet that suppresses their power because they're not human, they have powers, like sirens can sing this things and whatnot, and the bracelet doesn't let them harm humans. We have a half siren who is in the kind of, I would say it's kind of police kind of thing, and we have her boyfriend who is a dragon and he is like ambassador from his land, and then the ambassador's sister is exiled kind of to her brother with a task to find something out. So yeah, we live in that city and things happen. There is a resistance because Fathom Folk is oppressed. They are a lot of things that they are not allowed or not let. They are always looking down on from humans because humans think they are better, and the bracelets they wear, like, it's not a good thing. But yeah, I really enjoyed the world. I found it really interesting and I'm interested in the sequel that I have pre-ordered. Then I picked up Dune Messiah by Frank Herbert. This is the sequel to Dune. This is book 2. There's like, I don't know, 4 times smaller than the first one. That is a beast. And I don't think I can say much about this book because it takes place like 12 or something years after Dune ends, so it kind of spoils a lot of things. We follow, as I said, 12 years after things that happened at the end of Dune and how things have changed and how people have changed, and there are some things that people want to do or get out. Not everyone is satisfied with how the world is now and what has happened and what has led to it to be like it is now. So it was interesting, but there were parts where at the beginning I read and I just didn't understand what is happening. But then towards the end, more things happened. I will definitely continue on with the series as far as they will be translated to Latvian, but if they stop and that doesn't publish all the books in Latvian, then I'm just not gonna read the ones that are not in Latvian. So yeah. And then the last book I read was Boat Number 5 by Monika Komponikova, and this is a translation from Latvian. It was an interesting story about a girl who is, I would say, she's very neglected in her family. Her mother had her when she was really young, and her grandmother wasn't nice to her mother. She forced her to go away because she had the child, and then took them back when she was really ill. So that affected like both of them a lot. So it is very toxic environment for a kid. We learn about things that has happened to our main character, and then she does something not good. It is mentioned on the back, but it happened quite far in the book, so I don't know if I should mention what she does. So she does something, but you can kind of see why she does it. And she's a young girl, I don't know, in her early teens, I feel like, when she does that thing, and she just wants to be loved and she wants to be taken care of. Her mother often leaves her alone, and yeah, she's really neglected and unloved. What can you expect from a child who's left on its own? No one spends time with her or really looks after her. It was a tough read. It is set in, I would want to say, in early 90s, because at the back it says that is post-Soviet world. So early 90s would be that. It was hard, a bit heartbreaking, but at the same time, very interesting story about this girl. That's it. I don't know how quick this was. How well did I talk about the books? Probably not too well, but I'm already out of breath. Getting out of breath from just talking and holding up books, but that's what is happening often right now. And the baby is moving. This is the pile of the books that I read in January. I'm really happy with my reading. I didn't expect to read that much. I'm especially proud that I read already 4 subscription box books in 1 month. So that is good. I definitely want to read more of those this year, and the start is promising, but I probably won't do that good every month. Let me know in the comments down below, what is the last book you finished and did you enjoy it? And that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I see you in the next one. Bye.